What's up? Not the temperature. You can tell. I know. Jokes are great. So, had something occur to me while putting together some first aid bags and kits and whatnot, because I do the modular thing with the vacuum sealing and everything. May make a post about that on my website, outwiththreads.com. So, had something occur to me. And I watch a lot of videos about first aid and putting together bags and packs and pouches and kits and all that good stuff, and watch some reviews of pre-made stuff. And anyway, you get the idea. It helps us watch other people. It's what this is all about, is sharing your thoughts and your ideas on what works for you and what doesn't, and so on and so forth. It's a give and take. So I had not seen this in anyone else's first aid video, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of this, and I'm sure there's probably something out there, and I'll be the first to admit I didn't search for it either, but I follow a lot of people that are big into first aid and build kits and do it all, you know. And something I've never put in my bags, and I had thought about adding a different version of this, but then it hit me. Why don't I have bottled water in my first aid bags? You know, if you think about it, what's the first thing everyone says to do whenever you get hurt? I'm not talking gaping wound where a tourniquet's involved. I'm talking normal day-to-day stuff. Clean it off. See what you're working with. So, this reminds me of a story I'll share briefly. Growing up, I lived out in a very rural area in Oklahoma. There wasn't traffic lights. Some of the intersections had a street light, but there was no down the sides of the roads. There was only a certain section of the highway that even had lights. Pitch black. At night, pitch black. You could see all the stars and everything. That black, that dark. So we're coming back from, I think, a rodeo. I was younger. I don't know how old I was. My dad had an extended cab pickup. I'm riding in the back, not the back, the back seat back. So as we're going along, you know, you can't see in the back of the vehicle at all. You couldn't really see in the front. I noticed my hands had gotten a little sticky. And I thought, well, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, we eat food and stuff at the concession stand. I got something on me somewhere, and now it's on my hands, but I'll deal with it when I get home. So we get home, I get out of the truck. We had a big security light at our back porch. And as I get to that, I see I have something all over my hands. And as we're coming into the house, I quickly realize it's blood. I have blood all over my hands. It was summertime, so I had shorts on. And when we get inside, I also had blood all over my knee. Where did this blood come from? I don't feel any pain anywhere. Clearly there's a problem. Immediately start washing my hands and looking, you know, I'm running water over my hands, and I'm looking, and I take and I'm running water over my knees, looking. Where's it coming from? As I'm cleaning myself off, I find this little cut on my knee, and it was in a spot where it didn't hit a nerve or anything. There was no pain, no stinging, nothing involved, but it hit just right to where I was bleeding pretty bad. I mean, I had blood all over my hands, all over my knees. Okay. Get it all cleaned up, throw a Band-Aid on it to keep it closed. It healed up overnight, done deal. Cleaning up a wound is an important thing. Now, should you take a bottle of water and start irrigating someone's, you know? No, not necessarily. However, if it's a normal day-to-day thing, I gotta head something, you know, something on their arm, you don't know exactly where the cut is, a little water. I'd already thought about adding saline powder, you know, I don't know if you've seen them, the bottles are, you know, You can buy them online and stuff. Just make sure you get a good brand. They do have an expiration date. It's kind of like with anything else. That's a you should use this by then type thing. I don't know how sticky those dates are on those, but pay attention to that. But, you know, saline would be good for irrigating the eyes. You know, if you get something in your eye or someone else gets something in their eye. Again, you don't want to just go to town, but you could definitely get the situation better by cleaning it up a little bit. So I'm going to add bottled water to my packs, to my first aid bags and stuff like that. The one I keep in the car, I'm going to have to make sure it's, you know, where it's not in direct sunlight and it's just sitting there cooking this, because it gets extremely hot here in the summer. But yeah, water. We are so apt to have this for everything else, but I hadn't really thought or seen it for first aid use. So I'm probably going to see if I can find the bottled water that doesn't have anything added to it. I know there's a few brands that you can buy, you know, straight up distilled, or it's RO water, but they didn't add anything back into it, because a lot of these, they add minerals and stuff back. And I mean, still, it's still clean water. It's still probably way better than the tap water, but yeah, water and saline water to irrigate with. So I thought I would share that with the internet. So, well, I've got a thing. So till next time, take care.